Welcome to the second field hearing of the Ways and Means Committee. Thank you to our host, Express Clydesdales, and to Representative Hearn and Representative Lucas for hosting us in your beautiful state. The committee is in Yukon, Oklahoma today to listen to working Americans about how to make life better for their families, neighbors, and communities. Oklahoma is a place where self-reliance and the frontier spirit run deep. Oil, natural gas, and agriculture built Oklahoma. America's heartland is the story of the people who fuel, feed, and build our country. Today, 2/3 of all the energy produced in Oklahoma is exported across the country and the world. The state is the #1 producer of rye, one of the top producers of beef cattle, and it has the 4th largest number of farms in America. And yet, Democrats in Congress and the White House have targeted communities like this one for the heavy hand of government regulation. ESG standards will limit the capital needed to expand Oklahoma's oil and gas leadership and put radical climate and social policies ahead of the retirement security of working families. The president's policies have made life unaffordable for middle-class families. Even here, a state with plentiful energy, diesel prices were 62% higher at their peak than the day Joe Biden became president. Over the last decade, 92 farms in Oklahoma went bankrupt. President Biden, in his budget this week, will want to make it even harder to pass the family farm down to the next generation. He wants to repeal stepped-up basis and increase the death tax, treating family farms like piggy banks to pay for more welfare for the wealthy. When it comes to Oklahoma manufacturing, the prices that producers pay have risen 17% during President Biden's administration. Small businesses can barely make payroll and pay rent with their razor-thin margins. I'm pleased to welcome Brian Jackson, an Iraq veteran and founder of a meatpacking company, Chuck Mills, owner of a family-owned manufacturing company, Kelly Payne, a 5th-generation rancher from Mustang, Oklahoma, Joe Brevetti, a Smile oil producer, and Miss Cantz from Tulsa. In 2 days, President Biden will release his latest budget. If history is our guide, America's heartland should expect a budget that continues Washington's assault on their way of life. Biden's last budget threatened $45 billion in new taxes on American energy producers. It spent $330 billion on policies that discourage work, worsen supply chains, and leaves Main Street littered with help wanted signs. Biden's 25% increase for the EPA would supercharge an agency that thinks it's their business to tell farmers whether a small stream, pond, or farm dust is harming the environment. We must humbly listen to the working Americans who are living under these failed policies so we can chart a better course. For those of you from the community attending today or employees of Express Clydesdales, we also want to hear from you. There will be notebooks and clipboards passed around in the back, and I want to encourage every audience member to please share your experiences and ideas to help us get this country back on the right track. These will be entered into the official hearing record to guide this committee's work. I want to thank our witnesses for taking the time away from their families and busy schedules to be here today, and we look forward to your testimony.